You thought you'd be further along by now. That's the thought, isn't it? The one that shows up on the hard days. The one that sits next to the sadness and makes it heavier. It's been months. Maybe it's been years. And you're still here. Still working through it. Still having days where it catches you off guard. Still hearing his voice in your head sometimes. Still second-guessing yourself in ways you didn't before him. And a part of you is tired of it. Tired of healing. Tired of the process. Tired of still being in it. I hear that. And I want to sit with you in that feeling for a moment before I say anything else. Because that feeling is real. The frustration is real. The exhaustion of it is real. You have been working so hard. So quietly. So consistently. Doing the therapy. Doing the journaling. Doing the reading. Doing the reflecting. Trying to understand what happened to you. Trying to untangle what was real and what he made you believe. Trying to find yourself again underneath all of it. And some days it feels like it's not working. Like you're running and staying in the same place. Like healing is a door you keep walking toward but never quite reaching. I want to tell you something about that feeling. That feeling is not the truth. That feeling is the exhaustion talking. Because healing from narcissistic abuse is one of the slowest, most invisible kinds of healing there is. And it is happening, even when you can't see it. Even when you can't feel it. Even on the days it feels like nothing is changing at all. Here is what's actually true. The fact that you're frustrated with how slow it's going means you are aware. Aware of where you are. Aware of where you want to be. Aware that something was done to you that needs to be undone. A year ago, or 2 years ago, or 5 years ago, you might not have even had that awareness. You might have still been in it. Still explaining his behavior. Still apologizing for things that weren't your fault. Still shrinking yourself to keep the peace. You're not doing that anymore. That is not nothing. That is enormous. But healing doesn't always feel enormous. Most of the time it feels like small, unremarkable shifts that are almost impossible to notice from the inside. It feels like the moment you set a boundary and didn't immediately take it back. The moment someone raised their voice and you didn't immediately assume it was your fault. The moment you made a decision without consulting anyone else first, without needing permission, without waiting to see if it was the right answer according to someone else. Those moments don't feel like healing when they happen. They feel like just getting through the day. But they're healing. Quiet, steady, real. The problem is that we've been taught to expect healing to look like transformation. Like one day the fog lifts and you feel like yourself again, fully and completely and all at once. That's not how this works. What he did wasn't one thing. It wasn't one wound you can treat and recover from. It was a slow and systematic erosion of the way you see yourself, the way you trust yourself, the way you take up space in the world. That doesn't heal in one moment. It heals in hundreds of small moments, spread across months and years, most of which you won't even remember having. You won't remember the Tuesday afternoon you chose yourself in a small way. But your nervous system will. Your body will. The part of you that is slowly learning that you are safe now will remember. Healing is happening in the places you can't see yet. And I know that's hard to believe on the days it feels slow. On the days you're tired of your own story. On the days you just want to be done with this and move forward and stop carrying it with you everywhere you go. Those days are the hardest. Not because the pain is the worst, but because the hope feels the furthest away. But here is what I need you to hold on to. Slow healing is still healing. A day where you just survived is still a day you moved through. A week where you didn't feel any progress is still a week you stayed in it. A month where you felt like you went backwards is still a month you showed up for yourself. None of it is wasted. Not one hard day. Not one moment of doubt. Not one night you cried when you thought you were past crying. All of it is part of the work. And the work is working, even when it doesn't feel that way. I also want to say this gently. You may be measuring your healing against a timeline that was never realistic for what you went through. You may be comparing yourself to people who went through different things, healed differently, or are simply further along. You may be holding yourself to a standard that asks you to be over this before you're actually over it. Be careful with that. Be careful with the idea that there is a point at which you should be done. Some wounds change you, not because they ruin you, but because they're part of you now. And learning to live with that, to integrate it, to carry it without being crushed by it, that takes as long as it takes. You are not behind. There is no one ahead of you that you need to catch up to. There is no finish line you're failing to reach. There is just you. And you're healing, moving at the pace it needs to move. Some seasons it will feel fast. You'll have breakthrough after breakthrough. You'll feel lighter. You'll see clearly. You'll recognize your own strength. And some seasons it will feel slow, still, stuck, like nothing is moving. Both seasons are part of the same journey. You haven't lost the progress you made. You haven't undone the work. You are not starting over. You are just in a slow season. And slow seasons end. Keep going. Not because it will be easy. Not because it will be quick. But because you deserve to get there. And you will. One quiet day at a time. Soft words for hard days. Always here.